Next, we move on to the Executive Director of Ohio Legal Help, Susan Choe. She's going to review the Ohio Legal Help website, which was created to help all Ohioans access civil justice system. The portal provides free information on common legal issues, but provides court forms, referrals to the legal and bar associations and communities as well. I give you Susan Choe.
Justice Kennedy, thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you for this opportunity to present on Ohio Legal Help. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to first provide some background on Ohio Legal Help and how we hope we can help the folks that are serving those who have so honorably served. And what I'd like to do is give a little background in terms of the initial vision, the steering committee that helped us bring us to fruition, and then I will provide a short demonstration of Ohio Legal Help. Now, please feel free to ask questions. I have the Q&A open and would love to have questions as I do my presentation. So in terms of the vision, we want to guide users, and we focus on low-income individuals and families, folks in Ohio who may be struggling, folks in Ohio who can't otherwise afford an attorney, or who simply just don't know how to connect with all of the great resources that are in their communities. So the way that we do that is that we guide users quickly to the relevant legal topic. We believe in very simple navigation to do that. We try to inform users of their legal options, and then we try to give them the tools to empower them to take action for themselves. And then we also try to connect them with the wonderful resources that are in their local communities that sometimes they are simply unaware of or believe that are unattainable. And then this was the amazing steering committee that worked across their normal organizational boundaries to bring us to fruition, and then basically launch ohiolegalhelp.org and the current nonprofit Ohio Legal Help. So we had the wonderful support and guidance of the State Bar Association, the Ohio Domestic Violence Network, the Judicial Conference, staff from the Supreme Court of Ohio, the Ohio Access to Justice Foundation, the Clerk of Courts, and the wonderful legal aids that serve your communities. Now, currently, we see about 50,000 visits a month from Ohioans in every county in the state. We launched in September of 2019, so we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. And to date, we've had nearly 300,000 users from all 88 counties. And they've received really assistance and connections to local community resources. And we're expected in this year, our 2nd year of operation, to have over 400,000 Ohioans get help and connection on our website. And let me go and provide a demonstration. Bring this over. There we go. And please let me know in the Q&A if I'm going too fast, or again, if you have any questions. So what we try to do is we try to guide, inform, and connect. And I'm going to show you how we do that in this demonstration. But first, I want to give you a view of the way that most Ohioans that are coming to our website are experiencing us. Currently, right now, of the 50,000 folks that come to our website, 70% of those are accessing our information, our resources, and our tools via their smartphones. So we really wanted to think about that to make us truly accessible no matter where you are in Ohio, regardless of whether you have broadband or not. And so actually our website is actually built for your cell phone. And so I want to provide this view just to really reinforce that we are accessible and that we are available via your smartphone at ohiolegalhelp.org. And so I said we guide. And the way that we do that, and we learned this from talking with stakeholders, we talked with judges, magistrates, attorneys, librarians. Everyone said make it as simple as possible so that folks can connect to the information that they need. And the way that we do that is there are very simple cards, and folks identify they might not know exactly their legal issue, but they know that, okay, it's impacting, it's a family issue. Maybe I need to change my custody or child support. And so I would connect and go through family. And then we ask, do you need a lawyer? Do you need legal information forms or letters? Right now, folks are saying that they need all three. And again, very simple navigation. And even if you were on your phone, this would be very simple for you to do. Are you or your family in danger? We do this as a very simple screener for an individual who may be a victim or survivor of domestic violence, because again, we want to connect folks quickly to their right resource. In this instance, I'm going to click no. And then we ask again, what we call these are large buttons that are really easy to access on your cell phone. And again, simple, plain language information. So under family, for instance, we have information on kinship care. But we get a lot of information in terms of folks asking us for questions related to maybe changing custody or child support. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And maybe I need to change my custody order, but maybe I need to change child support. So I'm going to go ahead and click through custody for now. And then I do need to know what county you live in, because that will help us better curate your local resource and also get you to the right court. So I'm going to go ahead and select a county. I'm going to go ahead and select Butler. And I do need to know the city, because sometimes we do need to know the city so we can get you the right resource. I'm going to go ahead and select Hamilton. And then we reinforce, because again, this is about simple navigation. We want to make sure that folks are in the right place. And so we're asking, sounds like you'd like help with changing custody. We bolded because we know that folks are scanning on their phones. Now we also ask them, would you answer a few questions to see if there might be other resources that might be able to help them. Now, we do have quite a few folks that click yes and actually give us some additional information, but we want to give people choices. So again, this is optional. I could click no and then just get the information on changing custody in Ohio. I'm going to go ahead and click yes so that folks can see the full triage and information that we do. And when we tested this with users throughout Ohio, we were in Vinton County, we were in Cuyahoga, we were in Montgomery. Folks did this really quickly on their phones. And that's how we knew that folks would get through it and it would be a success. So in this instance, I'm going to say that I live with 2 others. And then we don't ask for their specific income, because users also said, I want to keep some information private, but I'll give you an income range. So I'm going to say this is my income here. And then we do ask, this is the last set of questions, and we want to know a little bit more so that we can, again, this is that connection part. We're guiding, we're going to inform, but we want to connect you with the appropriate resources. So I'm going to say that I'm a veteran military service. I'm going to say I'm age 60 or older. And then for the others, I'm going to go ahead and indicate no. I submit and see my results. And again, what we try to do is, again, we're reinforcing, okay, you want to change custody. And again, this is about informing. And so what we're going to do is, under understanding the basics, we're going to give simple, plain language information about requirements, about how to start. And then just as importantly, and this is about also that informing, but also making sure that it's in one centralized location so that folks can quickly find the information that they need. For instance, we have the forms here so that folks can quickly get to the form if they need, and then fill it out. And then we give them additional instructions on what to do next. And we did this working with the Judicial Conference and with courts and clerks to make sure that this information was not only vetted and accurate, but that it was appropriate in terms of how constituents were interacting with local courts. And then we also know that folks want to connect with an attorney. And so in this instance, because of the income I selected, I may be potentially eligible for legal aid. So we're going to provide legal aid as a potential resource. And because I indicated I was over the age of 60, pro seniors as well. But at the same time, we understand that folks want to connect with their local bar association. So in this instance, these bar associations have indicated they serve Butler County, including the Butler County Bar Association. Again, folks can click on the one that they choose, but at the same time, we want to provide those folks the options so that they can also connect with a private attorney as well with their legal issue. And then just as importantly, we want to connect, again, this is that again, that guiding, that informing, that connecting. We want to connect folks with the appropriate resource in their local area. So for Butler County, and again, this is about potentially changing custody, you may need to do that at the DR court. You may need to do that in juvenile court. But again, we want to give you the resources and how to connect. Now, in this instance, I had indicated that I was a veteran. And so we're going to connect you with veteran services. Now, Butler County, we have two. They're actually at two different locations. And so we're offering up both. And for instance, if I click through, and this is what each resource card, that's what we call them, look like. It would reinforce, hey, it's Butler County. But then we would give you the address, how to connect to them. And because I'm on my cell phone while I'm on this, I can simply very quickly connect to them by clicking on this phone number, and it will interact with your cell phone. Now, maybe I'm busy. Maybe I don't have the time right now, but I want to connect with them later. I can copy the link, I can email. And also, if I'm on my cell phone, and I'll show this very quickly, and then I'm going to go back. See, you'll notice that if I'm on my cell phone, at this point, I can also text this information to myself. And so we want to make sure that we're really engaging with constituents, provide them just-in-time information, and then also making this really easy for them so that they can, if, we know folks are busy, we know folks are stressed, they can't think about it right now, but they want to make sure that they have this as a resource for later. And so they can text this information, because again, about 70% of our folks, again, are on their cell phones. And so we're thinking about those constituents as we make these design decisions. And again, love to have any questions that you folks have. I'm going to go back to actually the homepage. So I've given you some information, some really basic information about how we guide, inform, and we connect folks to the information that they need. I want to give folks a little now tour of the types of information that we have on the website. Now, we have information on a number of family law issues, and you can tell that by, again, simple design, but we're going to tell folks, you can just highlight it and understand. And then housing right now is actually our #1 accessed area because of evictions. And I'm going to give you a quick tour of some of our right now most in demand and most accessed areas. And then money and debt. So creditors, bankruptcy, we knew that these were critical issues. And so we've created entire guidance and modules around those issues. In addition, health and public benefits. Right now, one of our most in-demand areas within health and public benefits is actually SNAP, and we also connect folks with their local food bank. And so right now, that's one of our most accessed areas. We knew that there would be questions that parents had about education. And so we've created an education module. And then always thinking about our special populations and folks who may be vulnerable and underserved. We have additional issues on seniors. And we also provide a module on veterans benefits as well, because we want to make sure that folks connect to the information that they need. Now, crime and traffic, we're going to try to connect you and provide general information. And also we provide information on the new driver's license amnesty that is in place. And then finally going to court. This was something that we worked with the Supreme Court and other courts on, and actually something that constituents really requested. They wanted to know information about simply not only where is my court, but what does it mean to introduce evidence? These are all questions that we try to then present in a simple way, again, so that folks can actually understand it and take action for themselves. So that's generally the content and areas on the website. I'm going to drink some water. Now I want to provide some of our most popular resources that are available on our website now. So for instance, finding a lawyer. Folks really want to know how to connect with a lawyer. And so We talk about understanding the basics of when a lawyer is important. And again, we try to work with the bar associations to think about this content, what we should tell folks, and then just as importantly, where to find a lawyer. Maybe that's your local legal aid, maybe it's your local bar association, but again, we wanted to give folks choices. Also, there are some really wonderful court self-help centers in the state, and so we want to find a way to easily connect folks with those resources as well. And again, you'll see a lot of patterns repeat. So even on this Find a Lawyer page, I can provide some information and they can connect me to my local lawyers and bar associations, and also tell me local court information as well. Again, we want to make sure that folks can connect to the resources, and so we provide them on one page. And again, simply by telling me at our website your location, which really just county and city, we can get you to the right resource. And even if you don't provide Ohio Legal Help your income information, we're still going to provide the resources that are appropriate for you. I apologize. Anyways, and so Find a Lawyer is again one of our most in demand as folks try to connect with their local attorney. Now, one of the other resources that's really something that folks find very easy to use is they want to find their local legal aid. And so we've created a very simple tool to do that. And it's called our Legal Aid Finder. And we've embedded it on a number of pages. So this link is available and really throughout our website, but I want to demonstrate simply how it works. Simply put the county, hit search, and again, you'll notice big finger-friendly buttons, that's what we call this, so that it's easily accessible by your cell phone. And for Adams County, it's Southeastern Ohio Legal Services. And so then a constituent can simply click through, and we've been updating these things in real time for COVID. And so you'll notice that this office right now is accepting walk-ins. And then our resources connect with us and tell us as they change things. So once the office starts accepting walk-ins again, we will update that information as well. Now we work with souls to ask them, well, how would you like for folks to request services? And so they had said we would prefer that folks apply to us online. And so if by clicking that, you get to their legal services request, which is their intake form. And so it's very easy. Again, we're trying to take the guesswork out of it so that, again, it's all on your phone. It's all on the phone for the constituent. They can easily connect. They would fill out that form, and essentially then they can get into the intake system. And again, we're trying to work with agencies and ask them, what actually is your preferred method? Because we understand folks are, staff are really taxed right now. So we need to try to work with our wonderful agencies to figure out what is the best way and the most efficient way, not only for the constituent, but for the staff to take these requests and then connect back with the constituent. Now, I know that you folks are the wonderful folks that really are serving, our wonderful men and women who have served. And so we know that time is precious. And so one of the things that the librarians requested us to do and that we have created is we have created what we call a sitemap. Now it's a technical name, but really what it is a map of the information that's available at a very high level on the website. And so we wanted to create something for, again, the folks who are serving the constituents in their local communities and find a simple way for folks, maybe you have a constituent on the phone and they want to know information about a family law matter. And this is certainly one way you can go through the triage. Or you could give the constituent the website, ohiolegalhelp.org, and it's such a simple navigation, they can find the information themselves, but maybe you want to send them a quick link. And so what we do is we have this on some pages that are longer so that you can quickly scan this and go, okay, I have a constituent on the phone. They actually have questions about, evictions. And so I see housing, and it takes me down so that instead of scrolling this entire page, I can quickly get to the resource that I believe the constituent needs. And this has been really popular with librarians because this is something they can scan, they can talk to the constituent, and then they can send them the link. And I'll show folks how to do that. So for instance, right now, because of COVID and the issues related to unemployment, evictions and the questions around evictions is our #1 accessed area on the website. So I'm going to click on housing. I have a constituent on the phone, and they say that they're at risk of being evicted, and they would like some information. And so I see it here, and there's the information on eviction. And what I can do if I'm working with someone is I can certainly tell them they can go to ohiolegalhelp.org, they can go through the triage, but also if they provide an email to me, I can simply email this link to the constituent so that they have it. And so again, this is simple information on eviction, but what we do here is we tell them the current state. So we're updating all our legal information that's COVID related in real time. And so we worked with the Supreme Court of Ohio when the eviction moratorium went into place, and actually created not only this information on eligibility, but also have created a simple declaration form. So if you're working with a constituent that is facing eviction, we have a simple form that folks can fill out. They can access this form in multiple ways. For instance, if they wish, they can preview the form and they can simply then download it. So if you're on a computer, but maybe they're on their phone, or maybe they want to actually fill it out. So what we provide is we provide a simple, and again, this is something they can fill out on their cell phone. And again, we're going to reinforce that they can contact their local legal aid. We try to reinforce messaging throughout our website because we know that folks will miss things and are busy. But for instance, this is a simple form that they can fill out. And at the end of this, and again, this is what we call more like a TurboTax form assembly, we provide this information so that, again, folks can get to the information they need. And right now, with what's going on with COVID and the current economy, this is a form that right now, since we've had the form up on our website, we've assisted almost 3,500 folks actually with the filling out of this declaration and then giving them the information that they need to then apply for rental assistance. We also have incorporated that into the website. And then just as importantly, what they need to do next, because we do inform them that while the moratorium may prevent eviction, it's really critically important that they work with their landlords to try to resolve the past due balances, because those past due balances are not going to go away. And then with veterans, of course, we're going to connect them with their county veteran service office so that if there's additional resources for those veterans, we want to make sure they connect. And again, please feel free to send any questions. I'm glad to answer any questions that you may have on how the website works or the information that we have. One of our other really in-demand pages has been, we actually curate and update in real time our COVID-19 hub. So for instance, anytime that, for instance, when the president issued new declarations related to both student loans, the additional unemployment assistance that came to Ohio, we had that up almost immediately. Because again, these are things that constituents, Ohioans, are really wanting good, accurate information on so that they can, try to relieve some stress, maybe try to think through where can I apply for assistance and what does this mean to me and my family. So again, for instance, this page was last updated on October 28th. But again, we will update it in real time as more information comes online related to any type of COVID relief or Ohio's COVID-19 response. And again, we have these quick navigation links for the page to, again, try to make this as easy for folks as possible. And so, for instance, when President Trump issued the initial eviction order, we updated that in real time, the unemployment disaster relief funds. And again, because we're trying to get up that information as quickly as possible, but accurately, so that Ohioans have good vetted information. And then, we know what's important to folks. So for instance, we know that stimulus checks, when they first rolled out, was very important. So we're going to put that first. And unemployment benefits is our second most accessed area on the website. And so we're, again, trying to update and provide good information so that folks can have it. And also, when ODJFS issued information pursuant to their fraud investigations in July, we had that information on our website as well, so that folks had that information so that they could quickly verify their information so that those unemployment benefits could start again. And again, it's trying to work and anticipate. Is there a question?
This is
Okay. So again, COVID-19, we try to maintain this hub in real time so that folks can come back to it whenever there are new updates or if there's additional information. Again, we want to make sure that we're helping folks in that just-in-time approach. And so when the housing eviction moratorium, we had this information, I believe the CDC issued it on a Tuesday, and we had vetted information working with the Judicial Conference up on the following Wednesday for a moratorium that was to take effect on Friday. But we also provide information on foreclosures. Again, whatever folks tell us, stakeholders tell us, users tell us is information that is critically important to them. And then let me also show you, so in the time that the COVID emergency, since about mid-March, we have connected over 30,000 Ohioans to their local court. That is our most, that is the highest number in terms of the types of resources that we provide. People are interested in connecting with their local courts, and because of some of the complexities within Ohio's court system, people have found our website an easy way to do that, to find their local court. And so what we've created is a page here on Ohio's court system, and a thank you to the Supreme Court, because we really worked with them to take the information that they have and place it on our website in a really digestible way. And we talk about the various courts and the types of cases that they do. But in terms of this page, one of the things that folks have found easy to do here is they can find all their local courts for their area by, again, updating. So I'm going to, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and put Cuyahoga County. And again, every city and village is here because we know that the municipal courts are different. And so it's actually folks trying to often find their municipal court. And I'm going to go ahead and just skip. And again, we want to make this as simple as possible and as efficient for folks as possible. So again, we allow folks to skip. But I've updated this, and now you can see that these are the courts that are appropriate for Cuyahoga County, and then also for Cleveland Heights, because that's a municipal court. And there's more than 10 municipal courts that serve that county, and they, again, depends on the city or village in which you live. And so this is some of the most popular and I guess most accessed resources on our current website. But again, we want to make sure that folks are connecting with their local resource and that folks are getting to the services that they need. And so again, folks can start at our homepage, but folks can then quickly navigate to the information that they need so that they can get the appropriate service that they need. Gotta go back to my PowerPoint. And again, so that's my short demonstration. And again, I provide this, graphic merely as an example so that folks understand and we can reinforce that we want to be as accessible as possible. And as a result, we've tried to create a very simple interface so that folks can connect with us, again, on their cell phone 24/7 and when they need us. So for instance, since COVID, we've had almost a 400% increase of the folks that are accessing our services after midnight. So, my staff and I really try to think through the fact that we have folks accessing us 24/7, and we try to provide information to, as we say, the information that folks, unfortunately, it's what's keeping Ohioans up at night. And so we try to provide what relief we can by providing good information for them. Now, I'm going to go ahead. So we have, I've created, and this is part of the PowerPoint that I've provided for folks, is I've provided, again, some of those helpful links so that if, again, you're serving, the wonderful men and women who have served, and I wanted to try to curate some information for you that you could quickly share maybe with your staff, that you could quickly share with constituents if you want, in terms of, again, so this was the homepage, and then this was that simple find your legal aid, that you just pick the county and it shows you your local legal aid. The sitemap had that complete list of all our high level legal areas so that, again, staff members who that's the preferred way for them to find information, they can quickly search and find that. And then in terms of COVID-19, right now our two top accessed areas in terms of COVID-19, and then again, that Ohio's court system, so that, if you're trying to connect folks with your local court or maybe with their local bar association, simply by putting in the city and county, we can get them connected right away. And then I did, I have some time left, about 10 minutes or so, for any additional questions, but I also want to provide my contact information. I'm glad to answer any questions offline for folks. We're also glad to present to your staff, provide a more detailed demonstration. We also provide trainings as well on the platform itself. We'd love it if you would click and subscribe to our newsletter. We provide in our newsletter, we feature one of our wonderful stakeholders, in the newsletter each quarter. And we want folks to have updates in terms of new content. So for instance, right now, my staff are working very hard on getting up information on criminal sealing and driver's license reinstatement that we hope to launch in December. Driver's license reinstatement in particular, because we know it's a really critical area for lots of Ohioans. And also because the BMV is expected to release its guidance related to the driver's license amnesty in December. And so we're really seeking to amplify that message and also get folks connected and figuring out how to take action to reinstate their driver's licenses and relieve those suspensions in Ohio. And then if you're a stakeholder like a court, a library, or other community organization, I've provided a link here. You can use this form to request marketing materials. We provide posters, other collateral, simple cards you can pass out to constituents, which the judges have really appreciated. I have a judge in Southeast Ohio who's constantly asking for more cards as whether he's on the bench or his bailiff. And so again, these are materials that we are glad to provide and print for you.